Good afternoon, Cross Timbers, and welcome to the Texan News Scoop, Texan News Service Week in Review news show. Here we will talk about campus, the region, and beyond. My name is Katy Tonkin, and it's February 6, 2015. Here are this week's top stories. Tarleton Theater presents their latest show, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Jury selection for the Eddie Ray Ralph trial started Thursday. New change in law on cell phone restrictions when driving. Greg Abbott has announced February 2nd to be Chris Kyle Day. France and German officials meet to discuss ceasefire and peace. And today's weather. In campus news, Tarleton State University's theater program will present their show this weekend, Saturday, February 7th. There will be 2 opportunities to see the show at 10 a.m. and again at 2 p.m. The tickets are $3 each, and the box office will be open 1 hour before each show. The show will be located in Clyde H. Well Fine Arts Building. In local news, the jury selection for the Eddie Ray Ralph trial, alleged killer of Chris Kyle, began yesterday. Texan News attended the event. Several potential jurors were disqualified, exempt, or excused from being on the jury. 6 jurors felt that they had already come up with a verdict from all of the media and publicity this trial has already received, and were exempt in being potential jurors. After the first group of jury selection was over, 3 Texan News Service reporters had a hearing later that day with Judge Jason C. Cashon, who is presiding over this case. The reporters witnessed what they believed to be a reporter speaking with a potential juror after the judge had already issued a gag order and had ordered the potential jurors not to speak with any member of the press on the case. The reporters then decided to report their findings to the courthouse and were brought in for a hearing in which they were asked to give testimony about what they had seen. In their testimony, the reporters identified the reporter being from The Independent, a British newspaper, and the juror was not one of the ones released earlier that day. In Texan news, 15 families push for a new bill to pass through Congress making distracted driving a misdemeanor. The families believe that this bill could save future lives. The Alex Brown Act would make it a misdemeanor for all people driving while on their phones. If caught, the first offense would be a $25 to $99 fine. If a person has previously committed, the misdemeanor fine would increase to $100 to $200. In Texas news, Texas State Governor Greg Abbott announced February 2nd to be Chris Kyle Day in the state of Texas, honoring the fallen hero. He is referred to as the deadliest sniper in American history and is currently under petition to receive the Medal of Honor. Kyle is also the subject of well-known movie American Sniper, which has been out in theaters since January 16th. The movie is already nominated for 6 Oscars, including Best Motion Picture of the Year, Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role, Best Writing based on material previously produced or published, Best Achievement in Editing, Best Achievement in Sound Mixing, and Best Achievement in Sound Editing. In international news from the Associated Press, French President Francois Hollande and German Chancellor Angela Merkel flew to Moscow to seek a ceasefire and peace in eastern Ukraine. Here's a video from the Associated Press.
The leaders of Germany and France flew to Moscow Friday seeking a ceasefire in Ukraine and then a lasting peace. Before leaving Berlin, Germany's Angela Merkel said they are acting in the interest of all of Europe.
And these interests are peace, the European peace order, and the maintenance of that. And it is about free national self-determination, which is part of the European order. And we are doing what we think is our duty in this situation to end this bloodshed.
Their meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin comes a day after talks about how to salvage a peace plan agreed upon last year. The Moscow talks come the same time that a convoy of buses began the evacuation of 1,000 people who live close to the fighting. Even as this Ukrainian general expressed his hopes for peace, shelling could be heard nearby.
Ukraine is fighting for their very survival right now.
Meeting with European Union officials, Vice President Joe Biden urged unity.
This is a moment where the United States and Europe must stand together, stand firm. Russia cannot be allowed to redraw the map of Europe, because that's exactly what they are doing.
In the war-ravaged city of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine, there wasn't much hope for progress.
There have been no concrete results yet. They're meeting today, but my personal opinion is that it's useless.
I don't expect anything. I'm so tired of this. It has been going on for so long, and since there were no results before, I don't expect anything.
Merkel also said Friday that she didn't see a military solution to the conflict. Matt Friedman, Associated Press.
According to weather.com, today there's a high of 62 and a low of 43 tonight. Saturday's high will be 75 and Sunday was 73. This is a product of Texan News Service at Tarleton State University. Today's broadcast was produced by Alejandra Arguin and Jack Cochran. And I'm Katy Tonkin. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter or go to texannews.net. Have a wonderful weekend, Tarleton Texans.